Trust. This video is about trusting Jaeger. It can be hard sometimes, but trust me, they always know more than we do.
Alright, so you were up in...
Let's get into the details of this track. The buck was shot roughly 24 hours ago, around this time the evening prior. It was shot with a crossbow with a fixed blade muzzy at around 30 yards. And the buck ran from these kind of patchy, maintained woods into more just dense hardwoods. And the landowner, they recovered their bolt. There was some watery blood on the veins, smelled of gut. He and some family members tracked the deer for what he indicated was 50, 60 yards into the woods in the dark before then backing out.
Let's find this deer. Well, that's where he's heading. Let's find this deer. So you flagged all this?
Yeah, that's these orange flags on the ground where I snapped him, so he's right on it.
He'll often shadow a line to the downwind side. For whatever reason, that's what he's kind of doing. So y'all tracked a decent little ways in here.
Right now, based on what the hunter told me, I'm just trying to get to the point of loss as fast as I can. He had said 50 to 60 yards when we talked on the phone is all they tracked, but it became pretty apparent that he had gone a lot further than that. So we're past that point already, and I'm seeing flags. I'm not even looking for signs. I'm just trying to read Jaeger and get to their point of loss as quickly as possible.
Oh, I see them going there. Okay, so he went a lot more than 50, 60 yards, like you said on the phone. Jaeger. Where'd he go? Come on.
At a hit site like this, there's already a few factors entering my mind. I know that it's got an artificial water source. There's probably a lot of deer in this area anyway. A day later, there's been deer here since.
No, you kept going.
And if it is a gut shot, those kind of scents tend to send Jaeger in somewhat of a frenzy, getting kind of hyper because they're kind of easy to track. He's already shadowing a marked line here. He's been pinned up for a couple hours in the truck, and I just know him. I know that coming out, he's gonna be hot. He's excited, and he's on scent right away. So I'm not even looking for scent right now. I'm just watching Jaeger and trying to figure out just how excited he is. Because he's usually got energy to burn off early on tracks like this.
You guys went pretty far away. How long did you wait, you said?
About a half hour, 30 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. Starting about 5 to 9, about 40 minutes by the time I got home. Grabbed some stuff and started track.
Come on, Jaeger. I know you got confused when I stopped right there. Come on. Here. Here. Jaeger's really wanting to go that way. Did y'all look around down this way? No, he's coming back.
Yeah, I got a couple of flags right on here off to the right.
I see them, but for whatever reason, he's wanting to go down.
Jaeger's being a little sloppy right here, kind of running on and off the track, but this is also where they were getting into the last part of their searching and flagging.
Here.
So we're getting to near what I call virgin line,
I think he's on another deer
which is then where Jaeger can start taking over.
But we'll see where he wants to go.
right about at the end of where I stopped.
I don't see any more flags. This is a pretty decent distance to go with no beds. And y'all looked around in here or no? You just...
No, I stopped back at that last flag.
And so that last flag, there was actually blood there?
Yeah, that last flag right there was the last one. That's where I stopped. Yes, I was
So we're on Virgin Trail now.
yes, this is all virgin.
Jaeger. Find him. When he turns around like that, that means he's not quite confident. He'll pull and lean into it if he's on it. Like that, you pull and lean in, good.
Now that we're on clean, uncontaminated line, I'm just trying to watch Jaeger here and read him and move as fast as I can. You saw an example back there where I'll put a little bit of leash tension on him sometimes when he's hyper, and if he comes back to me, I know that he's not really that focused and he's not really on the line, he's just kind of hunting. Whereas if I put leash tension on him and he leans into it and pauses and doesn't move, I know he's actually on it.
Jaeger.
There's a fine line there, especially in dense brush like this, where sometimes if I get stuck and I can't move, he actually thinks I'm calling him off and telling him to go a different way. So there's a fine line I have to walk between little leash tests with tension and actually getting stuck and throwing Jaeger off.
Find him, Jaeger. Where'd he go?
As we head kind of off this ridge line downhill and hit more of a clear-cut trail, a lot of things are in my mind. One, I know they actually flagged a lot farther than they thought in the dark. And that's not uncommon. A lot of people in the dark just have gross over or underestimates and lose track of distance. And so when I ask people in the dark how far they went, it's usually taken with a grain of salt anyway. But now knowing how far they went and how long they waited, I'm really starting to think, man, this is very likely has been a bumped deer. They probably didn't know they bumped it, and we're probably in for a long track at best. Especially, I'm starting to look for some sign here, but I just know that, man, we're going a long way. There were no beds. That's not a good sign. And I've seen no sign at this point as far as indicative of a hit. And I'm just trusting Jaeger, and he's working down into these gullies, and it's just starting to be... The doubt is starting in my mind already.
I'm a little concerned now with the distance already. Y'all tracked them pretty far away with no beds. Which is generally not a very good sign.
Sorry the camera angle is pointed down here, but we're just kind of plodding along. Jaeger's just kind of working his way steadily down this face. I can start to see that we're getting near some kind of a swampy looking bottom in the distance, and he's just kind of plodding along. Not showing much confidence or lack of confidence, just kind of plodding along. I'm just letting him go. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, I've come across that tool a couple of times. Last time I looked into it, it's an empty water bottle.
Something I'll point out here, something I've learned about Jaeger. On easy to follow tracks, he'll often shadow them and kind of, it's like he keeps tabs on the main line in his head, but he also is getting to the point of like, oh, I want to see what else I can hunt. So there, he was over at this log. I do not feel like the deer went to that log. But probably was on the deer trail I'm standing on right here. So he's shadowing it. He's also kind of probing a bit. It's just something that I've learned to note in his behavior.
And you said you were down to just needle drops?
Henderson branch should be somewhere in here.
But you said you were down to just like needle dime-sized blood drips?
The last blood I saw was the size of a pea. Yeah, that'd be about right, about the size of a pea.
Okay.
That's what a Henderson branch is.
Camera's angled down here again. I apologize. The Jaeger's kind of steadily plodding along on this obvious deer trail on this bench. Down below us to the left, I can see water through the woods. I know there's standing water down there, but he's just kind of plodding along, just kind of set on this game trail and making progress. But doubt is really entering my mind. We've gone a long way here with no sign at all.
Where'd he go, Jaeger? I'm not getting the greatest feeling, but you never know. Where'd he go, Jaeger? Is that where he turned down? Where you going? Where you going, bud? Whoa. Where'd he go? Where'd he go, Jaeger?
Blood on his tongue.
Yeah. Happens a lot. You overshoot it? Where are you going? He's a little confused there. He did a loop. There's an obvious game trail coming down there. I don't like this lack of sign. Jaeger, where'd he go?
I'm letting mixed signals get in my head at this point. Jaeger broke off the trail, then he comes up and his nose is back down, but I'm still not seeing sign. He's starting to get a little wandery and what I call searchy, hunty, and I'm just starting to let doubt creep in.
There'd be blood here if you jumped this.
That's what I'm thinking.
Jaeger, come here. Yeah. You sit. Come on. I'm gonna go reset them back up at your last flagging. Jaeger, here. Where are you trying to get to? Here. Here. Don't like it, Jaeger. Come on. And he's making this turn again. It's the same turn down he did before. I'm wondering if your deer's in this pond. There's something here, maybe. No, that's a cut. Ooh, boy. What do you smell, Jaeger? His nose is up in the air. What do you smell, Jaeger? I think I just caught a whiff of him. Hold on to his lead. Ah, crap. I left my wind checker in the truck. See him lifting his head?
Uh-huh.
That's a sign of just air sent in the deer. If he's out in that stuff though, we're gonna need waders, man.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I was just looking at. Some of this stuff, thinking that maybe.
I mean, if he's laying there, you'd never even see him. You have to fly over it with a drone, or we found one in the water. Velvet weekend.
I've changed my reset plans at this point because Jaeger is showing me that he's hunting. Make no mistake here, Jaeger doesn't know the difference between tracking and hunting, but what he's been showing me is an interest level. He's hunting. He's showing some determination. He's trying to lead me somewhere. I don't know what he's hunting right now. I just know that my dog is hunting, and I'm going to let him hunt.
And if coyotes did run them, this is the kind of stuff they'll run to try to get away from the coyote. Where is he, Jaeger? I like how he's throwing his nose up, though. There was a deer bedded right here. Yep. I don't see any sign of blood in it.
At this point, we're almost directly below those 3 trees where I've made him stop before, and there's another intersecting trail coming in right here. And Jaeger, he's leaning in, he's no longer changing direction when I give him tension. He's basically saying, you're coming this way, we're going this way, come on.
Man, it's tough though when they go in the water.
Also note now at this point where we come around the trees we reset at, look how his nose is down. He's really focused on something. We're on a deer trail. It may be other deer. I don't know. I just know that Jaeger worked really hard to get me back to this point. And he is now really dead set on going where he wants to go. And I'm letting the tracking dog do his thing.
Where'd he go, Jaeger? No.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah. I see deer tracks here, but he may just be. That's usually it's a live deer that we're following. Sign. Yeah, there's definitely deer moving through this. Jaeger. Hang on, bud. Found him. Got him. Yeah. Jaeger, here, good boy. He looped around over here. Jaeger. Good boy, Jaeger.
Yes.
Good boy, Jaeger.
Good boy.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Holy shit.
Yeah. Come on,
Yes.
Jaeger. You found him. Good dog. Good boy, Jaeger. If you don't mind, just pat him, give him a thanks.
Buddy.
Good boy, Jaeger. No, it's a wasp.
Wasp going in there.
Good boy, Jaeger. Whew, man, I was doubting it, but you got him in the guts.
I knew he had a drop.
Cool, man.
I knew I saw that, right? And I was thinking that was a, damn, that's going to be a big deal.
Oh.
Damn. Oh, he's stiff as a damn rock.
Awesome. Well, good job backing out, and good boy, Jaeger. I was really doubting the track, man.
I was starting to back once we hit that.
I don't know why.
Jaeger,
Jaeger, whoa, whoa. You don't want me talking on him, I'll stop him, but he likes to do that.
Oh.
Jaeger, whoa. Hey.
Well,
Hey.
I mean, with the,
Hey.
I don't even know which. I need to pull up the GPS.
We're out here, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Good boy, Jaeger.
Let's see here. Camera.
Good boy, Jaeger. All right. Oh, whoa, whoa. Don't look at that. You'll get bit by ants. Okay, bro.
Good boy, Jaeger and Weidman's Heil. Let's have a look here at the Onyx Hunt overview of the overall track. You can see kind of bottom left of the screen, the home, the shot site. And we progressed into the hardwoods, kind of down a ridge line. Eventually we got near the swamp bottom at the bottom there, kind of made a hard right along a game trail. You can see kind of the randomness at the reset point, and then eventually where the buck recovered. Now it's again a 24-hour-old track, and we went just about 0.8 miles. And this was 100% trust. I never saw any sign the entire way, and I don't know all the mistakes that I made, but I know I made one, and let's dig into that big one. I introduced this video as being about trust, and the yellow marker here is where I lost it. Now, we had gone a long way, and there were 3 trees laying across an obvious deer trail we were following, and I hadn't seen any sign to that point. I felt like there should be some there, and I stopped trusting Jaeger, and I let my head take over. And we started walking back, and then he dropped back off the trail again and started finding a way to kind of hunt his way along the shore and bring me back to ultimately that point. And that's not something you can train. That's a failure on my behalf of not trusting Jaeger there. But I don't know how you train a dog to not give up, not listen to the handler, and be stubborn enough to bring me all the way back around and say, no, you were wrong, we're going this way. Just shut up and hold on to the lead. But that's what he did. Without being too harsh on myself as the handler, I do get a little bit of kudos for at least knowing Jaeger well enough to let him solve problems when they present themselves. And when he starts showing that he's hunting, let him hunt. Here you can see the orange line depicting where we started the reset. He brought me back down to the water. And there he started showing me that he was determined. He was hunting. He was throwing his nose up in the air. He was jumping through bushes. He was showing me determination that something's out there. I'm going to find it. And he eventually led me back around below the point where we reset and got on the trail again. And then he was very much nose down, locked on, determined he wasn't going to change direction. And he was like, nope, you screwed me up once. Just hang on. I got this. That kind of prey drive is something that I don't know how you train. We get a lot of calls from people who watch videos and they'll say, man, my dog is great on blood. He does great on liver drags and on blood, but then when there's no blood, he doesn't know what to do. How does Jaeger do it? My response to those people is, I don't know. I'm not a trainer. I've never claimed to be a trainer. But I do think that this is where breeding and prey drive is what sets exceptional tracking dogs apart. I don't know how you train a dog to not give up. I don't know how you train a dog to be stubborn. I don't know how you train a dog to never want to stop hunting. And that's ultimately what a good tracking dog is. Make no mistake, Jaeger doesn't know the difference between a human saying track or hunt. To him, he's always hunting. And a lot of trackers, I know we try to avoid using the term hunt because of the legalities around tracking versus hunting, but the dog doesn't care. He doesn't know the difference. That Jaeger is hunting this deer from when he first puts his nose on the line. I'm lucky to be the handler. I'm lucky to be on the other end and work with him. But when we go out there and I set him down, that's why I ultimately do have the ultimate trust and confidence in Jaeger. And I tell people, hunters all the time, if your deer is dead, I am fully confident that Jaeger will find it. Of course, that assumes that I don't screw him up too bad.
Entrance is there. Got it. So yeah, gut.
That's gut?
Yep.
That's why it was a long track, because I was aiming up here.
So that was the entry. Don't see the exit. Jaeger, put it. Eaten up by ants. Come on. Look at that cool drop. The exit was all the way.
That's an interesting drop,
yeah,
for
man.
sure. And then you got a little blade up and through there. That's really cool.
Good boy, Jaeger. That exit was all the way back here.
Yeah, the exit's right there.
There's the exit.
Make sure there's no waspers coming out of there.
Good boy. Well, congrats again, man.
Thank you very much.
So good. Good boy, Jaeger. Good boy.
You guys did great.
Here's a depiction of the actual shot path. Entry back behind the vitals, slightly quartering back, entered in through stomach, intestines, out the far belly.